revisiting irrational numbers, and final is your we can say decimal expressions. Decimal expressions. The students try to understand the things first. After that, we will proceed for having some questions on it. So the thing is that Euclid's division lemma deleted from for your exam point of view. If we are considering the latest Cbse syllabus, we can say this is deleted portion. Let us use another ink. So this is deleted, and this is also deleted. Okay. So now the rest of the two parts, fundamental theorem of arithmetic we are having, and we are having revisiting irrational numbers. Okay. So revisiting irrational numbers, this name it may be somehow we can say different to listen or to understand. We can write it √2, √3 best questions. √2, √3 बेस्ट क्वेश्चंस, इसको हम लोग बोलते हैं रिविजिटिंग इरेशनल नंबर, √2, √3 बेस्ट क्वेश्चंस जो भी हो. चलो फिर प्रोसीड करेंगे. लेट अस प्रोसीड फॉर दिस फंडामेंटल थ्योरम ऑफ अरिथमेटिक. we don't need this Euclid's division lemma part, so we are going for this. So what is the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, what it explains, and what are the basic concepts of fundamental theorem of arithmetic, or what are the different type of questions that we are going to get on fundamental theorem of arithmetic. The thing is that what is fundamental theorem of arithmetic? Now every composite number in this world can be expressed or factorized as product of prime factors. हमारे पास कोई भी कंपोजिट नंबर है तो उसको हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं, प्राइम नंबर्स का फैक्टर के हिसाब से लिख सकते हैं, मल्टीप्लिकेशन के हिसाब से, प्रोडक्ट के हिसाब से एक्सप्रेस कर सकते हैं. एंड बी इन्फॉर्म्ड दैट एक्सप्रेशन, that representation is always unique. So this is your fundamental theorem of arithmetic. I think everyone knows. So what is fundamental theorem of arithmetic? Every composite number can be expressed as product of primes, and it is definitely unique. So you can write uniquely. So now the thing is that what are the different type of questions that can be framed for this fundamental theorem of arithmetic? The most important one, I am saying each and every one, the most important one is LCM and HCF based questions. Be sure that how to find the HCF and LCM from we can say using the factorization process. We will go for questions later. How to find the HCF and LCM, then what is the relationship between HCF and LCM and product of numbers. Generally, questions are being asked from this. So we are proceeding for HCF and LCM based questions. HCF and LCM based questions. It is further divided into different parts, we can say. Let us consider another for this. So we can take to find HCF and LCM. To find, let me just complete the concept first. Then in any concept, if you have any issue, then you can ask. To find HCF and LCM. To find HCF and LCM. Especially questions are being asked on number, or we can say expression based on XYZ ABC. मैक्सिमम टाइप जो टू फाइंड HCF एंड LCM वाला क्वेश्चंस होता है ना, वो किसके ऊपर आते हैं ना, XYZ और ABC वाला नंबर्स के ऊपर आते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल लेट अस कंसीडर इफ A is equal to A square BC, B is equal to AQ B square C or C square, find their HCF and LCM. This type of questions I am getting. Okay, we'll definitely proceed for that. I am just writing in the bracket to find a HCF and LCM. In general, A, B, C, or we can say sorry, expressions including A, B, C, XYZ. This type of Mn you can also say. So these type of questions in general. Okay. So next part is your, after to find the HCF and LCM, the most important is the relationship between HCF, LCM and product of numbers. Questions on HCF into LCM is equal to product of numbers. Product of two numbers. So what it says, now when we are considering two numbers, and we have the HCF of two numbers, we have the LCM of two numbers. Now the thing is that product of the HCF and LCM is equal to product of the numbers. So these things you must keep in your mind. Lots of questions are being asked on this. Okay. Next one is your word problems. This is also very, very important. You are going to get long questions on this word problems. So definitely we are going to get long questions on this. How to find the questions on these word problems like that. You can say when we are going to use HCF, when we are going to use LCM. Detailed discussion will go for with some questions. Sometimes we are going to find HCF. We are finding the clue number, sorry, clue words. Like we can say, if it is asking for greatest, something larger, we are proceeding for HCF. In general, I am telling. And if it is asking for something lowest, something we can say smaller, we are going for LCM. Yes or no? But you have to we can say identify this. If this question is on HCF or LCM. After that only you can proceed for your answers. We will definitely discuss questions on this word problem. This is very, very important. Right? This is very, very important. There is a possibility that long questions may come from this. Okay. This is all about HCF and LCM. Next part is, let me use another ink. Next part is your, we can say factor tree. So questions on factor tree, generally 1 mark questions are being asked on this factor tree. तो फैक्टर ट्री के ऊपर भी क्वेश्चंस हो सकते हैं कि यू हैव टू कंप्लीट द फैक्टर ट्री, यू हैव टू फाइंड द अननोन्स ऑन फैक्टर ट्री. तो फैक्टर ट्री के ऊपर दो टाइप के क्वेश्चंस होते हैं, completion or fill the blanks. You can write here fill the blanks. Let us use another ink. Fill the blanks. And another is we can say completion, or you can say finding unknowns. You can also say finding unknowns. So factor tree के ऊपर दो टाइप के क्वेश्चन हो सकते हैं, finding unknowns. Finally, after factor tree, we will proceed for you can say your ending with zero or not, or the ending with how many zeros. These type of questions are also based upon your fundamental theorem of arithmetic. That is, a number or an expression, whether it ends with zero or not. So we have already discussed, if 2 and 5 are present, we can say it will end with 0. So only on factorization only we can find out now whether 2 and 5 are there or not. अगर फैक्टराइज करेंगे गिवन नंबर्स को तो ही हमको पता चलेगा कि 2 and 5 है या नहीं. Otherwise how we can find out? So this is the thing, कि you need to factorize first, then you need to identify whether 2 and 5 are there or not. So this is also very important to check whether an expression ends with 0 or not. So you can say only the presence of 2 and 5 can give us 0. If there is no 2 and 5, no zeros. There is 2 and 5, we are having 0. So next thing is that another is also your very, very important. Yes.
सर ये जो जीरो वाला थोड़ा फिर से समझा देंगे सर.
Okay, definitely we will go for questions on it. Vishnu, you just do it.
Yes sir.
Okay. So next thing is that the last one we can say also. This is to find out your whether a number is composite or your prime. You will find these type of questions in NCERT only. So in last time writing composite and or prime. To check a number is composite or prime. So this is simple. If we are having a single factor for a number, sorry, two factors for a number, one on itself, you can say it is prime, otherwise it is composite. So these type of questions are generally asked on this. Let me tell, 7 into 5 into, we can say 3 into, let us consider another one, 11, then plus 7. So always you are going to get a plus sign in between them. So what we have to do, we have to make this a part, so this is a part and this is another part. Here a 7 is present, there is a 7 is present, so we can say 7 as common. This is 5 into 3 into 11. This is the procedure I am telling, into, sorry, plus 1. So this is 7 into something, na? It means whatever the number is, we are going to have a 7 as the factor. So this shows that there is an extra factor 7. So this shows that it is composite. So in general, this type of questions are actually 2 or 2 marks questions, we can say. Then next we will proceed for revisiting irrational numbers. It is very simple. You are going to have 2 type of questions on it. Purely irrational, and another one is somehow mixed number, we can say, which is mixed of rational and irrational. The 2 type of questions we are going to get. If it is purely irrational, you are going to have a long question. If it is mixed irrational, it means rational and irrational. If it is mixed with, then you are going to have 2 marks or 3 marks. So let us write that one. So what is it? Whatever the doubts you are having, just wait. I'm just going for that. So let me complete the mind map only. So it is having 2 type of questions. That is irrational questions. Sorry, a purely irrational number to prove purely irrational numbers. But that we can say proof based questions only. To prove purely irrational numbers. That is, for example, we can say root 2, root 3, root 5, root 7, like this. So we have already discussed. All these are on a same format. Each and every questions are on a same format. You can answer them without any hesitation. Aram se तुम answer कर सकते. Okay. The next one is your mixed numbers. Mixed numbers. So what is my mixed numbers? Mixed irrational numbers, we can say rational or plus irrational. Like you can say questions like 5 plus root 3. Prove that if root 3 is an irrational number, 5 plus root 3 is also irrational. Those type of questions we are getting. So you use the irrational number involved is irrational already. You have to prove that it is added to a rational number and we are getting an irrational number again. 5 plus root 3, 7 by root 3, then 7 into root 3. So these type of questions are the second type. Okay, so these are going to be asked in long questions. These are going to be asked in sub questions. So I think the mind map is clear to all. 4 parts: Euclid's division lemma, fundamental theorem of arithmetic, revisiting rational numbers, decimal expressions. Euclid division lemma is deleted for exam point of view. Decimal expression is also deleted for exam point of view. We are having 2 parts. Fundamental theorem of arithmetic is very, very important for exam point of view. We are going to get maximum marks from this part. So composite numbers, how to express them, the product of primes or uniquely, this is fundamental theorem of arithmetic and its applications, especially HCF and LCM type questions. And the final one is revisiting irrational numbers. These 2 type of questions it is going to have: root 2, root 3 based and mixed numbers. Okay. So now time for your doubts. Bolo. What is the doubts in this we can say mind map also. Tell anything in this mind map. After that I will proceed for your. After that I will proceed for
यूक्लिड डिवीजन लेमा है
Hmm.
सर, उसमें जो आप हम लोग को प्रैक्टिस नहीं कराए थे प्रूफ बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस, जो सर उसमें था शो दैट द फैक्टर वाला क्वेश्चंस, तो वो भी तो डिलीटेड है शायद.
हाँ, obviously. If Euclid's division lemma is deleted, then why not? It's all the applications.
ओके सर, वही पूछना था.
Okay. Anything else? Vishnu? Zero वाला questions.
यस सर, जीरो वाला और मिक्स नंबर्स जो बोल रहे हैं अभी सर.
Mixed numbers will go for questions. उसमें कुछ नहीं. But zero वाला का concept बोल देता हूँ देखो.
यस सर.
So this is zero based questions, है? जीरो बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस का कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है. Now we are telling whether a number is whether an expression is going to have zero or not. एक एक्सप्रेशन में जीरो रहेगा या नहीं. It depends upon we can say availability of 2 and 5. If 2 and 5 are present together, then we are getting zero because 2 into 5 is equal to 10 now. So 2 and 5, the presence of 2 and 5 is going to give us 1 0 at the end. So questions may be asked like this: prove that or show that 6 to the power n does not. ये बुक का क्वेश्चन है, एनसीईआरटी का मैं बोल रहा हूँ. Does not have any zero. 6 to the power n. अरे भाई कहां तक भी उसका पावर n ले लो, 6 to the power 100 भी निकाल लो, you are not going to find a zero. तो इसको कैसे प्रूव करेंगे? Now you can say 6 factorized to be 2 into 3. So now there is no 2 and 5 available. 2 and 5 are not available together. That's why this 6 to the power n is not going to have any zero at its end. So that's all. And if you can answer like questions like this, 2 to the power 7 into 5 to the power 2 to the power 6, how many zeros it is having? Then ये भी मैं तुमको बोला था, minimum power into कर देना. तो 2 to the power 7 into 5 to the power 2 का कितना zeros रहेगा? That is 2 number of zeros. 2 into 6 is 12 number of zeros. Clear? Vishnu?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, very good.